In the flow of advancing technology, there have been brief moments which have captured our curiosity. Episodes in which technology took new turns on unexpected paths. Generally, these turning points involve the discovery or invention of a new material, or process, or product. Sometimes these technological turns have been subtle and can be seen on a more human scale. Do they make our lives somehow better or easier? What do they help us do that we could not do before? What do they tell us about the human spirit? This is the story of a company and its people, and something they did that had never been done before. The company is Tupperware. Established about 40 years ago with a borrowed molding machine and some Army surplus polyethylene, it has become a housewares giant with 21 plants worldwide. It's the largest housewares manufacturer in the world. Here, at the international headquarters in Orlando, everywhere one looks, quality looks back. Over the years, the reputation of Tupperware products has been raised to the status of legend. Then in the 70s, something began to happen out in the marketplace that would have an important impact on the company's future. The microwave oven began to gain more and more popularity, especially in the United States and Japan.
While other companies had introduced microwave products, we decided not to rush into it. We had an opportunity to introduce a microwave product many years ago, but we opted not to do that because we wanted something more. We waited until our research and development people developed a material that would do more than anything that was on the market. We wanted to go a whole new direction, do something that had never been done before.
For 2 generations, Tupperware product planning people had maintained a constant survey of the housewares market, both in the United States and abroad. A continuing analysis of the changing habits and attitudes of consumers.
The microwave revolution never really happened. Microwaves did begin making their way into kitchens, but most of our customers were and still are using conventional ovens. Except for the US and Japan, microwaves are hardly a factor at all. For the majority of meal preparations, the conventional oven is still the #1 appliance.
After a careful analysis of the microwave market and its impact on the use of conventional appliances, Tupperware management made an historic decision. It was 1978. They decided to proceed on a project they called Ultra 21.
The decision was this: we would develop a simple line of cookware that could be used in a microwave oven, but could also be used in a conventional oven at any temperature. Storage containers, cooking utensils, and serving dishes all in one. And we would design the line to be used with our famous Tupperware seal, freezer to oven to table.
Over the years, Tupperware had introduced literally hundreds of new products. But this was no ordinary introduction. In the past, the challenge was to create a new use for an existing material. Now, the challenge was to create a product from a material yet to be developed.
I had my doubts. People you'd talk to would say, "Sounds nice, but you'll never be able to do it." We talked to everyone we could think of in the materials business, and no one knew of anything that would work. Glass and ceramics were too breakable. No existing plastic could stand the heat. No one knew of a material that had the properties to allow us to make a product that could stand up to the Tupperware lifetime guarantee.
We looked everywhere for a material, a moldable heat-resistant plastic, high break resistance with quick release properties. It simply didn't exist. Our material suppliers said it couldn't be done, so we looked to our own people with their expertise in plastics and decided to develop it ourselves.
November 1979, in Paramus, New Jersey, Tupperware's chemical group is working to accomplish what no one else has ever accomplished before. And for a while, it seemed this new moldable heat-resistant material would elude their grasp.
By November of '79, everything had reached an impasse. The material wasn't stable, it didn't look good. Properties varied all over the lot. We couldn't make the same product twice.
During those first couple of years, we'd look at each other and say, no wonder other people aren't getting into this. There was a lot of dead-end research. You just about accomplished what you wanted in regard to heat, and you'd lose strength properties. Then you'd get the strength and find you'd lost something else.
One day, something happened. We didn't fully understand exactly how it came together, but we got a material that was great. It worked in the molding machine, but we still needed to refine it. It wasn't perfect.
Finally, they came to one of our meetings and said they thought they had something. So we set up a pilot plant to produce a material to test with. We started on molds and had them finished before they had finalized the material. That's how confident we were that they were going to be successful.
Back in 1979, when the chemical group was given the mandate to develop a high-heat polymer, a special design group was formed. Mission? To design a line of cookware that would take maximum advantage of the unique properties of Ultra 21. Add as many practical features as possible, including the Tupperware seal. And make the design conservative, yet unique. Clean and pleasing and beautiful.
When we developed the first two casseroles, everyone was involved. All of top management worldwide. We did a lot of concepts, a lot of appearance models, and we take them to these meetings and everyone would have their say. Of course, there were some disagreements over the designs. Shall we have a center handle on the cover or not? Should we have decoration on the outside or leave it plain?
There are some basic differences in Europe, how people are cooking. There are even differences in cooking appliances. For example, in the United Kingdom, we do prepare and serve a leg of a lamb in a different way than in France. For example, in France, we poach fish. And in Germany, we love baking, but our baking is different than in Italy. These are all differences we had to take into account when we developed the new design criteria.
We knew we would have to be a little daring if we were going to stay ahead of the industry. We'd have to do things no one else had done. We looked to address truly international design needs.
In the spring of 1981, the people at the laboratory and at the pilot plant ran into an unexpected problem. Although they had been successful coming up with the right material a few weeks previously, they suddenly couldn't duplicate their success.
During our studies, we were unable to reproduce what we did before. Conventional tests simply would not work. We sampled hundreds of changes during that 6-month period, but nothing seemed to explain our earlier success. The problem was, no one had made a material like this ever before.
The problem was complicated by several bewildering contradictions. The value of the material was largely due to its resistance to high heat. Yet, to mold the material, it must be melted. A technological catch-22 for Ultra 21. And then, since the material was new and unknown, no machines existed to mold it.
We took this old Tupperware machine and found that it would go to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. We then took an old Tupperware mold, the bread server tray, for experimental purposes. We used this machine and the mold to learn a little about the material. Once we had our feet on the ground, we decided to go to a newer machine such as this with the latest technology available to prove that this material can be successfully molded.
After repeated experimentation, it all came together. we were now able to consistently produce a quality material. Leading authorities in polymer chemistry to this day have indicated that what was accomplished should not have happened. But it did. It does, and it will, batch after batch, day after day.
By the spring of 1982, everything was looking good on all fronts. The material was of consistent quality. The molding process was being perfected. The design had been approved. Everybody on the team knew the product was good. But how good? Would it stand up to the Tupperware lifetime guarantee?
We made every casserole imaginable. We took 2 cookbooks and tested over 1,000 different casseroles. We took recipes with barbecue sauce, anything that would stain. We conducted more than 10,000 different tests to assure quality of product.
The idea was to test the products under normal kitchen conditions, and sometimes not so normal. Casseroles were left in the oven too long, or cooked at a heat inappropriately high, and then washed and examined for release properties. Bowls were taken from the freezer and then cooked for 1,000 hours. They were dropped repeatedly on all 4 corners. And through all this torture, quality held.
I think what makes it rewarding being in quality control is that management believes in it. We have the power to control quality. A lot of people don't. At Tupperware, we do.
While the new product was being tested in the laboratory, the company's team of home economists were putting it through its paces in their test kitchens. They were also taking a long, hard look at the features to make sure the product could deliver what was promised.
The Tupperware Ultra 21 casseroles are ideal for all baked goods and recipes. The casseroles are designed to perform very well in both the microwave oven and the conventional oven. The covers are designed for convenience. By turning it, you are able to insert a microwave probe or a temperature probe to check the correct temperature of the item you are cooking. The seals, the famous Tupperware seals, are designed with flat domed tops for easy storage and stacking. These Tupperware casseroles are also storage containers, cooking utensils, and serving dishes all in one.
Des Moines, Iowa, home of Better Homes and Gardens magazine. Here in the magazine's famous test kitchen, Ultra 21 would face another test. These were not Tupperware people. These were professionals outside the company whose reputations had been built on their objectivity.
We prepared 24 recipes for the Ultra 21 cookbook. Tupperware wanted to verify the versatility of the products, so we developed recipes for soups, main dishes, side dishes, and desserts. All the recipes were presented to our taste panels, and they met all the requirements needed to earn the Better Homes and Gardens Test Kitchen seal. The recipes selected highlighted the time-saving benefits of Ultra 21, which allows the product to go directly from the freezer to a conventional or microwave oven, then to the table for serving.
Once Ultra 21 had met with success with the Better Homes and Gardens test panels, it was time to go before the public in selected test markets.
Well, one of the nicest things about it is you can use it in your oven, your conventional oven that is, as well as your freezer and your refrigerator, and you can even use it in your microwave.
It was nice to take it out of the oven and to even set it right on my table.
That's what I like best about it, I guess. You can use one pot and save a lot of dishes.
It has the seal on it as well as the cover. So I can go ahead and stick it in the freezer. I can prepare my meals ahead of time and then stick them in the freezer. And I don't have to worry about them. I can just take off the plastic seal and then put them directly into the microwave or into the oven.
The first time I put it into the oven, I was running to that oven door at least twice a minute to watch for the little pool of plastic that would happen at the bottom of the oven. And it didn't happen. It just amazed me.
And after my casserole had been in an hour, I took it out, and there it was, and it tasted wonderful, and the bowl wasn't damaged at all.
It's wonderful. I make meatloaves in it, and then I turn my little notch to the corner. I pour out the grease, you know, besides using it as a vent and for my probe. And I've made turkey breasts in it. I've baked cakes in it, popped popcorn in it, and it's multi-purpose. It is absolutely terrific.
And everything has turned out very well. I was very happy with it because you don't have to grease it. You can just put your contents in and cook it, and it cleans up like a dream.
Because they clean up so well, that's what I like about them. You just don't have to scrub them.
So it really makes it nice, easy to clean.
Usually I throw it into the dishwasher, comes out sparkly clean. As a matter of fact, right now in demonstrating Ultra 21, I'm taking a little casserole that's brand new, and I'm taking a casserole that I've had for over a year with me, and I am telling my customers to tell me which one's the one that's over a year old, and they can't do it.
I just think it's wonderful. I'd like to have much more Ultra 21 in the house.
Yeah, I hope they come out with everything that I need. Bacon cooker, roasting racks.
I am looking for a whole line of Ultra 21. Customers have been asking for it. Hostesses have been asking for it.
Just that it's a wonderful product, and that I can't wait for them to release it nationwide for everybody to be able to have some in their homes and to be able to experience the pleasure of using it.
Some months after Ultra 21 had been introduced to test markets, an unusual meeting was held back in Orlando. A meeting which says a great deal about the spirit of this company called Tupperware.
After having made molds for 2 different casseroles, we said, well, we can do a lot better than that. Our new product group actually asked for a meeting with top management to propose that we go with a whole new line. We knew we could do better.
How many companies, after coming so far in a design, would stop and then start from scratch again, just to make sure it was absolutely right? Not very many. But Tupperware top management said, go ahead, give us the best that you can do. What evolved was a whole new line, more distinctive, more classic. Something which would lend itself to expansion into a family of cookware. And it was certainly more practical. In the new design, the cover became more than a cover. It became a dish on its own, thus increasing the value to the consumer. In December of 1982, after several years of planning, the Tupperware plant that would produce millions of pounds of the new material annually began to rise above the red Georgia clay. By the summer of 1984, it was almost completed. The construction boss was John Coates. Over the years, he had built 22 facilities for Tupperware in 17 different countries.
Everything here is special to this facility. You don't find this kind of equipment in every plant you see. Every piece of equipment in there was fabricated for this plant. I'm here working on a plant with a product no one else makes in the world, with a technology no one else has.
And so it is here that the story of Ultra 21 really begins. Working together, an uncommon company of people were able to do something no one else had ever done. To create something of value which had never existed before.
If you don't believe it can be done, nothing will happen. One of the fine things in this company is its many quality people and their tenacity and staying power.
In Ultra 21, we have a revolutionary introduction, and in our judgment, it's the most exciting thing to happen since the company opened its doors.
We're known as the best quality housewares company in the world, and will continue to be so. Now we've added a whole new element to our product line, and as always, without compromise.
I think this development in our company will be one that people will be comparing other events to in the future. It's a major turning point in the growth of the company, and it's going to take the Tupperware party and give it a whole new dimension. because we're entering a whole new part of the kitchen.
The whole management philosophy is we've got to be the best. We have to be innovative. It's imagination and quality that keeps us on top.
We've introduced a whole new generation of products to serve our customers. And what we have now is only the beginning. We're presently working on molds for additional designs for the Ultra 21 family, and still more will come. We're looking at a whole new beginning. Now we're really cooking.